And hello and good day. We are live and in person here on Bolles TV. Hey, it's BOLES.TV. It's BOLES.television. Many new things going on. I'm slightly scared and I am panicking. But only in all the possible good ways. So I'm putting this on to say hello. Testing 1, 2, and 3. Testing 1, 2, and 3. And I just went out of focus. That's terrible. Hello? Wow, I freaked out the camera. Look at that. See, you can read that now. We're going to be talking about this in a minute. But then you go like this. Well, that's not too bad. So we have a new camera. And it arrived direct from China yesterday. And we're probably one of the first people in the world to have one because the second it was announced, I got one. But before I get to that, I will share with you, getting ready to do the show, and again, 4 updates. One, Dell firmware has to update, Windows has 3 updates, Elgato has to mic update. Every time that we do the mic update, we lose our microphone. And it's like 11:30, and I'm thinking, okay, this is not going to go well. But we have to update because I don't want things going kablooey in the middle of the show. So we updated, restarted, everything seemed to be good. Oh, your microphone's missing. Well, I remembered what to do when the microphone says I can't find the microphone. You just unplug it, plug it back in, and it works. So yesterday I plugged in the new camera that we have and was testing it. And the camera is this. Excuse me. The Elgato Facecam Pro. I like the focusing. It's a premium 4K webcam. And it's big. It's a big camera. Jana has our old Elgato cam on her computer, so now we have 2 really good cameras. So I plugged this in yesterday. The camera. And there's several layers of camerosity going on here. One of them is you turn on the camera, right? And then there is Elgato software that drills down into every little tiny thing that goes on with this new camera. And 2 days ago, we got an Elgato software update for the camera for this camera. So it was updated perfectly before it arrived. And one of the first things we always try to do is to get the lighting right. You know, you can just have that stark, awful lighting. And so I was playing around with the camera yesterday, trying to figure out what the settings were like, because once I figure that out and save it, then I have to go to NVIDIA, because NVIDIA processes our microphone and our camera. It processes out background noise on the microphone and background noise on ugly faces. And then you have to go into OBS software and say, hey, make sure that you're using the right camera and the microphone is work. And so far, so good. Surprisingly. But the one thing you have to figure out with the camera software is, do you want automatic white balance? And the answer to that is yes. Do you want automatic exposure? The answer to that has always been no. But today I said yes. And it looks better. Because saying no makes that wall back there very bright. I don't want to see that wall. You see over here, this bright wall. This side over is lighted by that light. This wall this way, that's from the window in the living room. And you can see it's a different color light. It's a blue light. That light back there is sort of yellowish. So I was sitting here playing around with the camera and then setting it up and then starting NVIDIA, setting that up, then starting OBS. And I was like, boy, this is... Hey, it's Artist Dora! Enjoying the beautiful weather. That's wonderful. I guess you're back in town. Which is a good thing. We're delighted to have you with us. So I'm setting up the camera, and everything looks sort of green, which is a pet peeve of mine. You're seeing more evidence of the room this way, and you're seeing my orange amplifier right here, which you couldn't see before. So it's a different camera, different setup. But the colors look just awful. I thought, well, okay, must be the way it is. So I tried messing with the light, the color of the light, the intensity of the light. It didn't seem to really take very well. But the number one thing to mess with that probably a lot of streamers don't have to worry about is the autofocus. Now, normally we turn it off. And sometimes we get a little bit of glitching because I think that's the camera trying to autofocus, but we've told it not to autofocus. So it glitches instead. So this time I left the autofocus on because when Jana does her show and I do my show, sometimes we like to show you things like this. I tried to show you this the other day. These are the artists you can invoke on AI art and say, I want this in the style of Chloe Early. And I try to show this to you, and it never focused. Now, the reason we turn off autofocus, usually, is because this. And I'm looking at myself in the mirror, which is very rude. I should be looking at you, not at myself. But when you're signing and you're moving, and Jana Marie likes to move around a lot, if you stay in one plane, the focal plane, it should be okay. But if you're going to go here and here, you run the risk of going out of focus. But it's not bad. So the autofocus is left on because she likes to show pictures. I sometimes like to show pictures and things. I can show you my terrible manicure, which I'm very proud to show off because it can now focus. Takes a little while to come back, but it's not terrible. So I said, we'll experiment, we'll play around with this. And then this morning I get the notification, hey, we have all these updates. So we restarted. And then I get, on the restart, an error from my new Elgato Facecam Pro saying, you have plugged in the Elgato Facecam Pro into a USB 2 port when a 3 port is required. 3 ports have a blue insert. One you're in is white. Now, that was a little bit of a panic because I had no camera. And I'm thinking, first of all, we're not plugged into the USB port that they think we're plugged into. This camera came with USB-C. So there's no color in the USB port. I said, that's an error. This is a brand new machine. Why would they put 2.0 USB on a 3.0 machine? And everything had been working perfectly with the old camera. So I thought, well, what do you do? Then I got smart. And what I did with the microphone, I unplugged the camera, plugged it back in. Now, 10 years ago, you could never unplug something and plug it back in on Windows because everything would blow up. You would short out your port. But it seems like it's fine today. I unplugged the camera, plugged the camera back in, and suddenly, wow, I have to say my world changed. And the autofocus was a little bit better. And the colors are true. My face on the old camera used to be very, very red. I do have the sexy lighting. I could change the lighting, but I think this is okay. But this vibrant red, which is a blue red and not an orange red, looks right from a color perspective. So I'm delighted with that. I really am delighted. And I have not seen any glitches so far. I tried to get the thing to glitch yesterday in testing, this morning in testing, now as I'm talking to you, glitching. It's not happening. And the resolution of this camera can actually go double for what we're doing now. But for the way we're broadcasting, we're just in standard HD. If we were just broadcasting alone to YouTube, we'd be broadcasting in 4K. But we're not, so we're not. So that has been the adventure of the day. When I saw the camera actually, so what I should have done yesterday when I plugged in the camera is restarted the machine. Let everything cook up together. And I think everything would have worked better. But I didn't because I'm dumb. So I keep looking. So we see a lot more things this way, which I'm not thrilled about. But if I put it down, you're going to see more of the microphone. You can see the top of the microphone right here, which is sort of ugly looking. So see, you got to be very careful moving your hands because it goes in and out of focus like that. It looks very ugly. You're going to have to work with it. Stay in the plane of focus. Jazz hands. Oh, jazz hands cause to go in and out of focus. So I don't know if I look better or worse in high definition television. I'm a little concerned about it. Oh, looking at myself, it is more realistic. The ugly is accurate, as the kids say. So what else is in the news today? Well, we talked a little bit about the election yesterday. And now it's just too delicious not to share. On the front page of the New York Post, which is owned by Rupert Murdoch, we get a takedown of Donald Trump. And this was at the top because this is on the very front part of the paper. Trumpty Dumpty from the New York Post. Don, who couldn't build a wall, had a great fall. Can all the GOP's men put the party back together again? Now, this is very big news because Rupert Murdoch and Fox News are responsible for Donald Trump being the president of the United States. It's that easy. It's their fault. And you know that this image is making Donald Trump go crazy. Because he's all about loyalty, he's all about functionality, he's all about controlling the message. And this message is out of control. Now, in the analysis that I've seen so far, this is the divorce, where they're saying, GOP people, get over it, Trump's done. He's cooked, he's out. And I'm thinking, oh boy, that means Ron DeSantis is going to come and it's going to be a terrible betrayal of the human condition. But what I'm seeing now, Dora says, wow, finally a takedown, is not that Ron DeSantis is Rupert Murdoch's next person in line, which is probably great because Ron DeSantis has the personality of a toad. I mean, let's be honest. He's no Donald Trump. He has no charisma, which we talked about yesterday. But I guess the person that they really like is Glenn Youngkin, the strange, half-hearted governor of Virginia. I guess they think he's saleable enough to the middle class that he won't be as brash or as offensive as a Trump or a DeSantis. Is it possible? I don't know. Is it weird? Yes. Will it happen? I don't think Glenn Youngkin has a lot of personality either. But maybe that doesn't matter anymore. But Donald Trump has created a cult of personality. And he's been very successful. And one of the newscasters this morning was saying, well, this is going to be a fight for the next year between Trump and DeSantis. And if you don't think DeSantis is running, he will be. And Trump thinks he'll announce and scare everybody away, and it's not going to work. People are going to show up for Trump. And let's say that DeSantis is the nominee. The analysis I've read this morning is that Trump will run as a third party and split the GOP vote. And if it's Biden again, he goes right back for a second term. So this is going to get very interesting, actually. An angry Trump who wants to tear down everything that he claims to have built up because he isn't appreciated is going to be a very interesting play. Now, another person who's very interesting in all of this is AOC. I think she's terrific. Crazy about her. I like her ideas. She should be Speaker of the House, not Nancy Pelosi. And she's calling for people's heads. She wants the head of the New York State Democratic Party to resign in the wake of a catastrophic performance by Democrats in the state in the midterms. And it's true. I mean, New York State is deep blue, and it sort of wasn't on Election Day. In an underperformance so stark that it may make the difference in control of the House of Representatives and, by extension, the party's ability to enact its legislative agenda. So she was interviewed, and I'll put this link on our Discord server. What did you think of Joe Biden's press conference where he said, well, hey, maybe I'm going to run. It's not that terrible. It wasn't a red wave. Maybe it was a little bit of a blue survival. And AOC said, well, I was able to catch the beginning of it. I think most of it, but I think it was smart for him to come out right away and to really continue and formalize what was already emerging as the narrative, which is that this was the election, despite Republicans potentially taking back the House by a very slim margin, to really cement this as a Democratic victory and not a Republican one. I think it was smart of Biden to do that. And I think it was quite notable that he mentioned young people and the climate crisis and the youth turnout. I think it was just a smart thing for him to do in order to frame overall some of what we saw. And that's the right answer. It's a terrific thing. Joe Biden can be very effective when he wants to be. And I like it that AOC is backing him and behind him. Now, before we take a break, I'm going to tell you a quick little interesting story. And it's a COVID story, but maybe not that way. Well, maybe it is that way. So a friend of mine teaches at a major university on the East Coast. And at his university, they no longer require masks for COVID. However, anybody on campus can wear a mask if they want to. Totally up to you if you're concerned about getting infected. So he, when he teaches, always wears a mask. every class, everywhere he goes on campus, because he feels safe. He's not sick. He's not infected. He's not immunocompromised. He's fully vaccinated. He doesn't want to have to worry about giving something to somebody or someone giving something to him. So, none of his students wear masks. None of them in any of his classes. They're all maskless, which is sort of strange, and he finds strange because there are COVID infections and outbreaks all around campus. But they don't want to mask up. Oh, we're vaccinated. We're safe. Okay. And then my friend got a notification on his iPhone that he had been near someone exposed with COVID-19 and that he was in danger and should get checked or whatever that alert says. Now, it takes 5 days for somebody to become infected, and then the alert goes out, and he's pretty sure it happened in his commute on the train because he and his wife have the same alerts. They go places together, and the wife did not get the alert. And she also teaches at the same university. They go to the same places. So they're thinking it had to be when he was going to a meeting on a different train. It's the one thing that they didn't do the same thing together. So he wasn't terribly worried about it because he was feeling fine. But in the interest of fairness, he decided to let his students know that he got this alert and that, the next couple of classes they would be meeting online just to be safe. And he was going to tell them that night in class. And he always wears a mask. And he just happened to bump into one of his favorite students and said, hey, I got this alert. We're going to have class tonight for about 5 minutes. I'll explain what's going on. I'll give you the handout. Then, the rest of the week we'll meet online. And he said the student panicked. What? You have COVID? No. I don't have COVID. The iPhone thing. Okay. I can't come to class tonight because I'm not feeling well. And he said, what? Yeah, I'll catch it online. Student left. My friend is standing there. What happened? Now here's where it gets funny. Oh, here's where it gets funny. One by one. I was trying to see if this was flipped backwards, if you can read it or not, because that's a camera thing. One by one, every student in all of his classes began emailing him. Some said, I have tickets to a Broadway show. I can't come to class tonight because I'll miss the opportunity. Others are more direct, saying, I heard you have COVID. I'm not coming to class. One after one, ping, 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 ping on an email. Ping, 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 ping. That student that he had met in the quad, that he had mentioned, iPhone thing, had gone out to the rest of the class, somehow, some way online, and told everybody, the teacher has COVID. Don't go to class. Now, not all students were in that circle, so went to class, explained what happened. Everything's fine. Don't panic. If anything changes, I'll let you know. But I always wear my mask when I'm around, so it's no real possibility of me shedding anything to anybody. But just to let you know, to be safe for the rest of this week, we'll be online with class. And then if there's any change, I'll let you know. Now, the interesting thing about that story is all of these students are saying, oh no, you have COVID, I can't come to class. Thinking that they're concerned about catching COVID. Yet every single one of them will not wear a mask in class. They would rather not come to class than come to class and wear a mask, risking exposure to a person who may or may not have COVID, but who always wears a mask. It's sort of a strange thing. And he had to put out this fire that he said, I don't have COVID. That's misinformation. I did not tell you that. Where did you hear it? And he knew where he heard it from. So all these students panicked. Oh, I have to go to a wedding this weekend. I can't be exposed to your COVID. You know, I always wear a mask, right? You don't wear a mask. And you're flipping this on me? So we're getting into very strange areas of behavior and how quickly panic spreads. And that's why it's really important. If you're online, if you're on social media, if you're a teacher, you have to control your own message. You don't say something to someone and say, hey, keep this between us, but I got an iPhone notification that maybe I've been exposed to COVID. He has COVID. And it goes all like wildfire, spreads all throughout the class. Keep it to yourself. Manage it in person. Everything's fine. I always wear a mask. I'm not positive. I don't have COVID. I'm just letting you know what my iPhone said. I'll keep an eye on it. And in an abundance of caution, we won't have class in person. We'll just be online this week. We live in very interesting times. And now it's time for our first break of the day. Artist Dora still wears a mask everywhere. Well, that's smart, and so do we. And there are people who look at us weird. And we look at them weird right back. Because who wants to risk it? People are not responsible. People say they're vaccinated, they're not vaccinated. People go to big parties and have a good time, and they get sick. Next, social media mayhem. Yay, looks fun, looks good, centered, meow, returning in a moment. And hey, we're back from break here on Bowls TV. It's BOLAS television. Not Monday through Friday at high noon, but every single day at high noon. Jan and Marie on the weekends. Well, I realized one thing we have to do that I didn't do is we have to, now that I can see that the color looks right, I have to see if the lighting is correct. So we're going to do a little test where I'm turning on the lights. Now, I should write these down. How bright do we want them? And do we want them brighter or not brighter? Key light, air, key light, air. Okay, those are the two. These are the two main over here that we're going to. So if I make them brighter, do I want them brighter? Okay, 34% right now. Oh, okay, 70%. And we go to the other one. 70% or so. Does it make any difference? Not really. It makes it much harder to see. So let's go back down. Looks exactly the same. Now we're going to mess with temperature. And temperature is a code phrase for color. We're now at 43. Getting yellower. This side is what we're looking at. That's cool. You're supposed to have a cool side and a warm side. So maybe this will be our... Maybe this will be our cool side. And this will be our warm side. But that's too warm, and that's too cool. So we're just going a little bit more. It's a little weird, right? Cool and warm. This is what you do on the stage, but it's hard to do on a live camera. This is warm. This is cool. Cool, warm. As the autofocus goes insane. Okay, now let's see how this looks next to a browser. Because the browser's bright, and I'm dark. Not terrible. So, hey, yesterday we had a long conversation about Mastodon. Let's see if I can find it here. I don't think I got rid of it. Maybe I did get rid of it. Maybe I'll bring it back. And Mastodon is the alternative to Twitter people are messing around with. And it can be fun, it can be challenging. I put up a link, an invite link. I'm outside, so I can't help it with the color. Okay, I think we figured out the color. I do look a little bit, maybe I'm a little bit too, maybe I need to do, now I'm looking like I'm a little bit orange. How to get to? Pull this down just a little bit. Oh, that's a little bit better. Maybe I just like to be cool. What can I say? Put that up a little tiny bit. Let's play around with it. So we played around with Mastodon yesterday and showed how it works. Gave an invite link if you want to set up an account. All of my tweets get put over on Mastodon, and all of my Mastodon posts get put on Twitter. So, Walter Schaub, that's an important guy. And we're already following him. Cool. Janet Johnson, we're already following her. So it's like a new place. So I click on my username. This is my Mastodon email address, or address or username. And you can put in a nice long bio. I verified these websites. I have 24 posts. I'm following 161 people. And 84 are reciprocating. I don't think Greta Thunberg is going to follow me back. So this is a whole brave new world. And a lot of people are saying, oh my gosh, this is like the early days of Twitter where it was fun and people were nice to each other. Now, the interesting thing about Mastodon is this. They've been around a while. They're very closed. And it's federated. So there are, I think 100, 200 individual servers that run the Mastodon software that are, specific about an interest or specific about political view. And everybody kind of gathers there, chats among themselves. And then if they want to, they can go outside of that silo and interact with other people. But I guess they have... Oh, it looks like Jesus has been verified on Twitter. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Yeah. So this is where it gets very interesting. There are people who have been on Mastodon for a very long time. And they have rules of engagement. They want to be a positive place. They don't want any negativity. They don't want porn, anything like that. And what they really like to do is to have you mark anything political right there. And it just popped up. CW, content warning. Twitter today after FTC and firings. Okay, so they want you to mark all of your images with that. Boom. So you upload an image, you put a CW on it, content warning, and then you click on it. It's a train wreck. Okay, that is a little weird. I guess you can hide it again. But I guess people who are being political from Twitter, now in Mastodon, are not censoring, putting warnings, content warnings on their images. And that's upsetting the regulars, saying, you're breaking the rules of Mastodon. And I have some news for those people. I'm not going to violate any of those memes or norms. What is this? I want to start a special day to share photos on Mastodon. I think Sunday's best because people will be finished with their weekend photography on Sunday morning. Photos Sunday sound good. Sunday's good. Some other days better. When people join you, and Matt's out there saying, come over and see us. We would like to know more about you. Oh, my thing is going crazy here. I guess I have a new follower on Mastodon. I guess that means I was already following them. You bring in new people. They don't know the rules. And most of them don't care about the rules. You're not going to get them to change their behavior by saying, hey, here at Mastodon, we don't show political images without warnings. It's not going to happen. Because people are new and rude, and they say, well, if you keep doing it, we're going to block you and then ban you, and no one will be your friend. I don't think these people care. A lot of people who are going over to Mastodon are journalists and writers, and they're used to talking about politics and policy, and they don't want to be censored, and they won't have to worry about what they're saying. So that's going to be a very interesting issue because you're not going to be able to tell people, hey, don't do that anymore. Because they're going to do it anyway. That's what they're used to. Oh, we don't do that here. Well, maybe it's time for you to change. And here's a wonderful article about just this. Twitter users have caused a Mastodon meltdown. The network servers are overrun by almost 500,000 new signups as the Elon Musk takeover has thrust itself into the spotlight. And we're going to talk about Elon and his ridiculous behavior. Since Musk bought Twitter last month, users are looking for ways to access Mastodon, the open source micro-blogging platform that isn't quite Twitter, but seems to be the closest thing to it. And they're signing up for its many servers in droves, and Fosstodon, whose usership has grown from a list of 3,000 active members to an unwieldy 40,000 total members, is far from the only server on the network to run into trouble. And that's what I noticed. I tried to get on mastodon.social, which is where most people were going on Twitter, and couldn't get in. They said, we've closed to new people. You don't have an invite. So I thought, well, where can I ask it? So I found mastodon.art, which is all about art and artists. I said, okay, that looks interesting. They said, no crypto, no NFT art. Okay, I don't have to talk about that. So I clicked apply. They said, your application is under review. I thought, okay, that's weird. Waited a day and a half, no response. So I thought, well, there has to be somewhere else that I can try to go to get on. So I found, what was it? Masthead. What was it? Local, maybe. And it was Masthead for journalists. So I got on there, signed up, got in. And it was very, very slow. Slow to load, not a lot of people around. I'm reading tips, tricks. So I thought, well, this is okay, but is there something and then something popped up in my feed saying, hey, we run mastodon.social and mstn.social. They're overloaded, so we're starting a third server. If you're interested, it's masto.ai. I thought, oh, AI, now that I like. So I went over there and applied for masto.ai. Immediately was accepted, got in, and I said, uh-oh, now I have two accounts. I have one on Masthead and one on AI. But the first thing I noticed, and there are apps you can use to access your Mastodon account. First thing I noticed is the new server was very, very, very fast. Instantaneous. When you send things and things get sent to you, you interact with people, it scrolls. And then I noticed that it was running software 4.0. And I went to my other account and I thought, uh-oh, this is slow, and it's running software that's 3 point something. I thought, oh, there you go. One server is updated and kept running very quickly, and the other server is sort of, who knows? And these are all independently owned servers by individual people, and they can make their own rules and kick you off and do whatever they want to do, and sometimes you contribute to their server costs, and sometimes you don't. So I said, well, I don't want to have 2 accounts. And they, from the very first thing I heard on Mastodon, they said, it's okay. You don't have to stick with where you start. You can always change. So I thought, okay, so how can I change my old account to my new account? And it was all online. Put in this, forward to that, move your followers, let people know your new address, kill the old one. I did. In 2 seconds, it was all done. Wow. And a lot of Twitter people are doing that now. They're moving. And I guess Elon has lost, in the past week, like 1 million users? And Mastodon has gained 500 something in the past few days. And there are a lot of other, there's Tribal Social, there's a whole list of other places people are going. But it seems the people that I hang out with, that I interact with, that I'm reading on my Twitter feed, they're all sort of migrating over to Mastodon. So that is going to be a very interesting story to follow, and how all of this is going to hang out and come out. It's a decentralized platform. This is what I was telling you about. The decentralized platform, which has served a smaller niche since its founding in 2016, had 381,000 active users. And on Mastodon, you toot, which is ridiculous. That's like tweet, but toot. My old server had toot as the button to push. On my new server, the button says publish, which is much more mature. And I guess it was some joke in the early days of Mastodon. There was some rich comic, I think, who said, you call your publish button toot and I'll make a recurring contribution for the rest of my life to Mastodon. So they changed it. Some money is worth giving back. Nobody wants to toot. Musk says Twitter's daily growth hit all-time highs during his first week at the helm, hinting that the great Twitter migration might be much smaller than expected. But Bot Sentinel estimated that more than 1 million accounts have been deleted or deactivated at Twitter. The outcome could have implications for how well decentralized tech works for the masses. As Twitter has a public meltdown, Mastodon is having a quieter one. Its decentralized nature appeals to those who hate Musk's unilateral control over Twitter, but that key feature is also working against it. Mastodon was not prepared to host millions and millions of people in a short span of time. Some of the most popular servers that feed users into the network are overloaded with the fury of new activity. And volunteer administrators of the more than 4,000, oh boy, that's a lot, servers cannot keep up with the new user requests to join and the volume of posts. Plus, new users are hitting a steep learning curve. And it is a bit of a learning curve, but it's not really. It's very easy to get on. There are lots of wonderful places to go to get help. And now it's time for our next break. We've had so much fun so far today. Coming up, it's AI all over again. And we look, we see, we thank you, we conquer, we return in a moment. Hey, we are back here on Bowls.tv. It's BOLES.television. It's Bowls TV. Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Dogs, cats, sleeping together. High noon Eastern. Each day. So, to finish our conversation about Mastodon, we have to go back to Twitter and the absolute meltdown. Now, we know that Elon Musk is disabled. He has told us that he has Asperger's. He doesn't know what's funny. He doesn't read the room. He is insensitive to the feelings of other people. He also happens to be a very smart guy who knows how to wrangle people and events in order to make money. And right now, I believe he's in the process of, for whatever reason, killing Twitter. I don't know if he's going to get money on the back end or what, but he appears to be doing everything in his power to destroy the place. Burn it down from the inside. It's an inside job. The call is coming from inside the house. And it gets very strange because you start wondering, what is going on with Elon? Why is he behaving this way? And we know he overpaid by 2 times. Ooh, this is making noise. The price, excuse me, of Twitter. And now he's going on, he has something against people who are verified. And he wants to sell Twitter Blue for $8 and have people be verified. And then yesterday, for 4 hours, it was announced that pre-existing people with verified blue check marks would also have placed under their names another check mark that said official. So you would know that that person that you're actually speaking to was not just verified, but officially verified. And I think some basketball player said, "Hey, I lost my official tag. What happened?" And Elon replied to him and said, I canned it. It was live for 4 hours and I got rid of it. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing that when he realizes he's making a mistake, he can go back and correct it. The problem is he going to have to make every single mistake and drive Twitter into the ground before he says, okay, everyone who was fired, come back. And Jack, run the place. I'm just going to own it. It feels like that's where we're going. As someone said yesterday, being a smart guy, how could Elon Musk think that he could fire 75% of the people who work at Twitter and still rationally believe that the company would remain worth $44 billion? I mean, you bought it at that price with these people behind it, and then you slash them by 75%, and you think you're going to increase your profits? Sort of a good point. So now the new thing, and we're going to look at this to see if it's still there. I checked yesterday and it was there. Now the new thing appears to be, if you were one of the 400,000 people who have an original OG gangster Twitter checkmark, you will keep it without having to pay. But if you don't pay, you're going to be lost in the algorithm. You're not going to be promoted. But I don't think a lot of blue check marks care. And as of yesterday, when you clicked on a blue check mark, it told you one of 2 things. This person is a government entity, a pre-existing Twitter verified blue person. Or you click on it and it says, this person is verified because they bought Twitter Blue. Which totally defeats Elon Musk's whole reason for opening up Twitter verification to the masses so they could pay for it. He doesn't want any difference between the peasants and the lords. Everybody's equal. No restrictions here. We're a free speech safe zone. And what happens? He immediately divides people. Pre-existing verified people over here. Twitter Blue, verified people over here. The easy thing to do is, if you want verification, is to actually verify people, not just with a credit card, but with identification. And then let their check mark be gold or purple. So the original people, the government entities, the official people, blue check mark. The new people who bought it, purple check mark. Because you have people impersonating other people all the time now on Twitter. And as someone said to me, look, there was a crypto scam running yesterday on Twitter. It looked like an official Twitter account. It said, hey, if you want Twitter Blue, we have a discount for you. Connect your wallet to this address, and we'll give you a good price. And of course, you go and you click on that link to link your wallet, and then they drain your wallet of all your money. It was eventually taken down after a few hours. But if you think about it, $8 is how much it costs to be verified on Twitter. So if you're a bot farm or a bad actor and you want to steal stuff from people, be it information or personalities or accounts or the contents of your Ethereum wallet, for $8 a day, if you want to run it once a day, that scam once a day, and have your bot, your $8 bot, verified bot, banned in a few hours. It will cost you, what, $3,000 a year to run a scam? Where you could maybe make $1,000 a day because people are dumb on the internet? That's a pretty good deal. $8 for access? Why not? So as I check out my feed looking for verified people to see what's going on today, I come upon Brianna Wu, who is executive director of Rebellion PAC, former candidate for a U.S. House in Massachusetts, software engineer, likes to go fast. Okay, this is interesting. She said, I want to put this news in plain language for people. Senior people at Twitter have resigned in the last 48 hours. And who can blame them? You're sleeping in your office. You're working everything you can to add an official button to certain pages. And 4 hours later, Elon Musk says, oh, never mind, put it back the way it was. We now know why. They left, they quit, because they said in private Slack channels that Elon Musk is so desperate to recoup his money, he's taking crazy risks with your privacy and safety. Yeah. She goes on to say, right now, Twitter is extremely hackable. This puts every user here at extreme risk for DM leaks, identity theft, and surveillance. Elon doesn't care. He wants his money, so the Twitter managers resigned, and top lawyers told Twitter employees to get whistleblower protections. She continues, the FCC just announced that they are investigating. They have the power to fine Twitter billions. Add this to the historical pattern of Elon Musk endangering the public by unleashing a half-baked autopilot for Tesla on public streets without basic technology, and one concludes he feels invincible. Update 4, I'm in danger. Some of the comments, North America needs something equivalent to the GDPR, not a patchwork quilt of privacy acts. It's going to be very interesting how all of this comes out. So let's go to Brianna, right? Let's go to her page. There's a blue check mark. Is she real or is she Memorex? And you have to be a certain age to get that joke. Click. Account information. This account is verified because it's notable in government, news, entertainment, or another designated category. She passes the Twitter verification test. Now we'll try to go into the Wild West. Hey, there's Dora Artist wishing us a happy Thursday with some beautiful artwork. Oh, and here's Elon Musk. Sorry, I couldn't resist. See, this is Asperger's in full bloom. Showing a resistor that's burned out, I couldn't resist. Ay. Sad. Marcy Wheeler, empty wheel, Elmo's recklessness, saddled Twitter with debt that it could not afford. Oh, my Mastodon is blowing up. More people following. So Musk sent the first Twitter email at 2:30 a.m., told his remaining 4,000 staff they must all work in office now full-time. The overall economic picture is dire, that Twitter will not survive the upcoming economic turndown unless business becomes 50% subscription-based. And the reason he's saying that is because he has irritated and aggravated all the advertisers. The advertisers are not buying time on Twitter anymore. He has ticked them off. So now he wants to make that up, from what I'm hearing too, by putting up a paywall. You want to be on Twitter for any reason, you're going to have to pay for it. And Elon continued, I'm spending time with our sales and partnerships teams to ensure that Twitter continues to be appealing to advertisers. Yeah, right. The only way to do that is for Elon to step away. Yesterday, Twitter saw dozens of celebrities, political figures, and major brand accounts impersonated through their new Twitter Blue sub. That's a big problem. Becoming 50% subscription-based should be no problem at the rate they're driving advertisers away. Unless he meant 50% subscription-based while maintaining current revenues. If that's what he meant, he's in danger. So now I hate to go here, but we'll go into the general place where people start talking and see if we can find a verified person who is verified because they bought Twitter Blue. And we've lost our connection with Jana Marie. We need to bring her back into the fold for verification purposes. One moment, please. And she is back. Thank you so much. Danger, Will Robinson, danger, Artist Dora said. It's exactly what's going on. And it's too bad because I have enjoyed Twitter over the years. I prefer it of all social media companies. I think it's the one that most fits my personality. It's fast. It's news-based. People kind of react. Here we go. So let's look at McConnell. Is trending. Now, Leader McConnell, we know he's verified. We have to find someone who's, angry. You just know by looking at the profile picture and the description that this is one of these accounts. Verified account. This account is verified because it's subscribed to Twitter Blue. Why start it in the first place? I guess he just wants his $8. And if he can satisfy people who are desperate to have the blue check mark, even though it says they bought it, what does Elon Musk care? He's lost all of his advertisers. October 8, she posts, only females can get pregnant. That's $2,500. Oh, okay. We've had enough of that. Let's go back where we're safe to our feed. Oh, gosh. Rick Wilson says, you don't want to be a Mar-a-Lago now. Trump either has to make a bad decision or be seen as a weak coward. Elon Musk says, I love when people complain about Twitter on Twitter. Again, he's having a manic episode. It's very bizarre. Could you fix the weird glitch in the verification badge? When I signed up for Blue to try the new features, it took away my actual verification and says I'm now verified because I signed up for Blue. That happened last night. Ludwig, a big streamer, said the same thing. I bought Twitter Blue and it took away my pre-existing verification and said that I'm only verified because I bought Twitter Blue. That's not the case. I've been verified for years. Oh, look at this. And this is Elon's reply to that very fair question. Far too many corrupt legacy Blue verification check marks exist. So no choice but to remove Legacy Blue in coming months. That's going to tick off all of your content providers. Wow. That is very, very interesting. That is fair. And did anybody reply? Elon, I understand you're trying to make back your initial investment, but you are destroying the platform. This corrupt verification you are referring to is universal across all platforms and does an amazing job of preventing a scam. This new one will lead to scam nightmare. His response? $8. Doge to $8. It's inevitable. Wow. That is just shockingly wild. Now let's go back to her. Biased girl. I belong on a reasonable couch, rabid Steelers fan. And we click on her account. This account is verified because it's notable in government. So she didn't lose it, I don't think. Or he gave it back to her. Wow, that's wild. Really wild. We should look up, see if Ludwig's is fixed. I know, this is him. Okay, Ludwig. I bought Twitter Blue to edit a tweet, and it replaced my real check mark. Oh, so let's see if his got restored. Because he's a big guy. He has 1.5 million followers. They fixed it. Very good. That's a relief. Because I feel bad you're trying to support the platform. They take away your check mark. And they say you're in violation. So all of this is now cascading. As I talked yesterday, you have companies who rely on Twitter to sell access, to propagate tweets. Their business model, probably 1,000 people rely on Twitter to behave and act rationally and normally so they can make money. And Twitter needs them because they're promoting Twitter. So if people are leaving Twitter to go to Mastodon or someplace else, these people can't make money. People who have Twitter apps are out in the cold. So I came across this yesterday, which I find alarming and also really fascinating. This, I saw on Twitter, is a thing called originally verified. Prove you were originally verified for free, okay? So the whole idea behind this is that if you're one of the 400,000 original OG gangster blue Twitter types who are verified, they downloaded that information, which you could do. So they know who the original 400,000 are before Twitter Blue came around. So they're now making this into an opportunity for them, it appears, to make money off of people who were originally verified. So, and this is very well done. So you scroll down, originally verified, NFT, okay, and then own my original verification. Built for you with our partners. Disco XYZ, own your originally verified checkmark as a verifiable credential and carried across Web 2 and Web 3 apps. Kind of interesting, right? I guess they're going to make an NFT out of your blue checkmark. And then you own it and you can say, look, this is verified that at some certain time and place, I was not verified because of Twitter Blue. And then after that, you create a social proof achievement for all 413,159 originally verified accounts. Proof that you were verified on Twitter prior to November 5, 20 and 22. What it means to be verified on Twitter is about to change forever, and that's just what we were talking about. That's why this originally verified was created. We launched a portal where you can log in via your Twitter account. We will perform a double check to see if your profile was verified prior to November 5. You will be able to connect with our partners. Think of it as an internet version of a video game achievement award, a time capsule with the potential to load extra unlockables down the line. Additionally, you'll be able to export your verification to our launch partner, which will allow you to have full portability of your original verification status across a growing ecosystem of applications. Originally verified, a growing system. Now, I did not go far enough to give them access to my Twitter account because I don't know anything about them. I like their website. It's responsive, small, big, large, and very well designed. Originally Verified is in no way associated with Twitter, and its products are not officially supported by our platform. This project promises no financial reward or return. All participation is voluntary. We will not sell or access your data. We are here to help you prove you are verifiably you. I love the idea. But you know, somewhere in this process, you're going to have to pay something. Well, if you want the NFT for $100, whatever, you can buy it. And if you want us to propagate this for you on a monthly basis, you can pay us $8, whatever. But this is a niche that will be exploited in the future, not by them, but by other companies too, saying, hey, we have the information. We know if you were originally verified on Twitter. And we will verify you this, that, because your exclusivity matters to us. It's going to get very interesting very soon. Especially with Elon going on Twitter telling people that their verified check is now meaningless and he's going to take it away from them. Good luck with that. And now we're going to take our final break of the day, come back, talk about Midjourney version 4. It really is magical. And I'll show you why when we return in a moment. Hey, we're back from break. This is Bowles.tv. Hey, it's Bowles.television. BOLES.tv every single day, high noon Eastern. So I just got back from break, and look at this. Now, I like this, but in a way I don't like it. This is my Mastodon feed, right? And this morning I followed the New York Times, because is it really the New York Times on Mastodon? It is, which is very telling and very, very interesting. So the New York Times is on Mastodon, sharing links to their articles. And as you can see, this is why I'm not going to follow them anymore. Do I want this in my feed? I want human beings. I don't want that stuff. I followed Robert Reich this morning. I like him. But he posts one little thing. Just Annie, I met yesterday. She's a lot of fun. I'll give her an update. But now, New York Times, I have to unfollow them. I'm not exactly sure how to do that. Oh, right here, unfollow. Thank you. Ugh, too much. So, we're having fun, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about Midjourney. But first, as they say, okay, where'd it go? Perfect. It's just where I want it. First, this is my ongoing creation. This is on Night Cafe. They do not allow me to use Taylor Swift's name because it's Doll-E inspired, right? So they block that. So you have to get around a little bit. I'm not saying how I did. I may have or I may not have. But I was trying very hard to get an Al Hirschfeld caricature of Taylor Swift. Just for fun. I'm not selling it. So I do this, do that. Nothing's coming up. There's no such thing as Al Hirschfeld. And then we go to Night Cafe, and we had a lot of credits there unused. And I started there. And I sort of got back something that was sort of an Al Hirschfeld caricature. Because most on Midjourney, if you have Al Hirschfeld caricature, what you get back is Al Hirschfeld's face as a cartoon. I can't figure out a way out of it. So this is now my new test of all of these genius AI bots is, can they render an Al Hirschfeld caricature? The answer is no, so far. Well, there's one. Crayon did a sort of acceptable job. We shared that on social media. So this is how the Taylor Swift Al Hirschfeld thing started. And it's Taylor, Tayler, Swiftt is who we're drawing. And it sort of started out this way with this very bizarre blend of two faces. It's the Al Hirschfeld face and the Taylor face. And then you keep updating, redoing, and it starts growing and expanding in very mysterious and frankly frightening ways. It's like you have heads and eyes coming out of heads and eyes. And this is the latest one where you sort of have a finished smile and they're sharing. And I have to wait till I get 30 credits. I have 12 right now and I get 5 a day. So I can evolve this publication, because every time we evolve it at the slowest speed that gives us the most bang for our potential, we get weirder and weirder results. And I'm loving every minute. I'm loving Taylor's beard in this one. Terrifically, terrifically funny. There it is, up close. I don't know what it is, and it terrifies me. So Midjourney is now at version 4. And before I show you the magic of Midjourney, this is a news article that came out yesterday about Midjourney, version 4. Too easy. Midjourney tests dramatic new version of its AI image generator. Now, it does a good job. It doesn't do high resolutions like versions 1, 2, and 3. So that's a little bit of a problem that people are not happy about. But the results are astonishingly interesting. AI has a problem rendering faces and eyes, and especially hands and fingers. So you can see right here, they know what they're trying to promote. You have these beautiful sets of eyes that don't look offset or diseased. And they worked very hard to get people of color to render properly. And we talked about the other day how there's a little bit of a thug problem where Midjourney thinks that thugs at a carnival in the Midwest in 1989 are young black men. But I'm sure they fixed that by now. So these are just some examples of what and how Midjourney is evolved. This is Midjourney 3. When you do a prompt, you get back 4 responses. And this is the same prompt in Midjourney 4. And I'll show you a little bit more of this close up. So let's go to our Discord server. Go to the Bowls server, which, in case you're wondering, is located here. And we are going to go to our links for the live stream. So you can go back and look at this later. So Dolly is on my server, so all I have to do to, not Dolly, all I have to do to invoke the Midjourney bot is to do this. Imagine. Okay. So I have discovered paper art in Midjourney version 4 is very interesting. And I'm going to show you how it works. But first, I don't think I've tried this, and now I have to try it. Al Hirschfeld style caricature of Taylor Swift. I don't think I've tried to get that response in version 4. Version 3 I tried very hard and it didn't work. Oh, the application did not respond. Don't tell me the bot is down. Oh, don't tell me the bot is down. Let's see if the bot is down. Oh, this is ruining all my fun. Let's see here. Extra options. So let's see. Imagine. Al Hirschfeld caricature of a young woman singer. Oh, caricature. Let's see if that works. Oh, this is getting painful. Obviously, the bot is down, so now we're going to go find out what's going on. Why isn't the bot responding? We're going to go to the Discord server for Midjourney. We're going to go down here to status, which is highlighted, which is not a good thing. Today at 10:47. Well, that was earlier. Today at 1:05. We have started hitting unexpected Discord limits. We are investigating. In the meantime, the bot may go down for a couple of minutes at a time. Still hitting unexplained Discord limits. Sorry. The Discord team is looking into it with us right now. Meow. Wow. I'm going to try one more time. Imagine paper art monarch butterfly. It's okay. I still have fun planned. This is not the fun I planned. Where am I? Where's my world? What have I done? Okay, I have to do it this way. That's somebody else's account. I don't know what happened. Maybe we're looking at the artwork. Okay, here we go. Well, what happened? Oh, maybe the whole thing is down. That's what happened yesterday. I was trying to. Now this is getting interesting. I think it's getting interesting. Oh, oh, this is weird. Oh, this is weird. To generate view plans. It doesn't know that I'm logged into my account. Now I'm getting a little frightened. How do I get out of here? Because these are my images, but it's not my name. I guess that's okay. I can show it to you then. Wow, everything's down hard. So yesterday, at the end of the show, discussed the death of my cousin Gina. Very sad thing. And it didn't really affect me in the way that I couldn't speak yesterday for a couple of minutes, because when I came back from break, I typed into Midjourney AI, hey, show me, a couple of kids playing with fireflies. And then it started developing these beautiful images that kind of took me back to the moments with her when we were doing that, and it got me all emotional. And then I wanted to work on that and honor her later in the day after the show with some tweets and social media. And the bot was down. The hours. And I couldn't get in. No one else could get in. I've never seen it down that hard, and I've been there for about 3 weeks, maybe. Doris says, I'm sorry to hear it. Yes, thank you so much. I saw your beautiful social media stuff, and I don't want to rush my response to you, so I'm going to do it right after the show. But it's very nice of you to send your condolences and your very kind words. I appreciate it very much. Really a shock. Because Gina was always older than me by a year and smarter than me. And as far as I'm concerned, it's always going to be that way. She was a people person. She grew up in the Army. She was an Army brat. She can make friends like that. 1 second she meets you. You're her best friend. She's your best friend. And it's all genuine. It's not fake. I don't have that talent. She knows how to meet people. This is the most amazing thing. And so I'm waiting all afternoon for the bot to come back so I can get my Gina stuff online. And then in the middle of dinner, and I was doing that. So this doesn't think I'm logged in, but I am logged in. If I refresh it, no jobs found. Okay. I wonder if I could drag this over, because I can see everything, or I could. Oh, now it says service unavailable. Okay. Oh, gosh. I feel bad for the guys. They're having a hard time. And they're having problems with Discord now, because they're running into API limits, I guess. Oh, there I am. I'm back. And I know they're going to move their bot off of Discord, which is the only place you can use it, and put it on the web. Because the web is where your stuff, you make it on Discord, and then it shows up on your website. In your website. So, okay, this is me. They've redesigned this. So this is like your banner background that you don't pick, that they pick for you. Which is your last role, as they say. Now, it's easier to see if we just go upscales only. These are my beautiful Indian Cherokee Chiefs I was working on this morning. And these are really, really good compared to version 3. Very realistic. There are some similarities in the faces. Now, this is supposed to be tintype, so I find the color that they've added cheating. That's not historically accurate. That would never, ever happen on a tintype. Sometimes they put the tintype in a frame. I don't understand why. I am told that if I add to the prompt no frame, that it will remove the frame and give me the full image of the Indian. I have not found that to be true. Here's my Taylor Swift coloring book that I worked on this morning. Very effective. I don't even know Taylor Swift. I don't know who she is. But from what little I know of her, this looks like her to me. But what do I know? I'm not a fan. So that's what I was playing around with this morning, is you can make your own coloring book and have Midjourney do it for you, print it out, put it on your iPad, and color it in. This was me trying to get Fred Gwynne as Herman Munster as a coloring book. The AI does not know who Herman Munster is. But this is definitely Fred Gwynne. The eyes, that's very well done, but that's not Herman Munster. Then I tried a Captain Kirk adult coloring book. I got this back. Absolutely geniusly fabulous. I would love to color that. It's completely what you would want it to be. These are my robots destroying Times Square is the inspiration for this. And these I made in honor of my return to Instagram after being banned for no reason whatsoever on October 17th. No reason whatsoever. No, there is no proof because I've done nothing. But they banned me. And everything I tried to do to get unbanned was not responded to. These are smaller versions of me as a steampunk robot breaking through the brick wall of Instagram to get my account back. Finally, I went to someone at Facebook who I worked with on the alpha NFT test. And that person was very kind and helped me, even though 11,000 of her co-workers were fired yesterday. She got me my account back. This is me. At first I thought I would want to be a gorilla bursting through the Instagram wall. And then I decided the robot is funnier. A gorilla is too scary. These are some of the iterations of the Gina Firefly escapade. This is what I was waiting for all day. And it was absolutely worth the wait. This one actually looks like her. Shocking. It has her hair, it has her eye expression. And all of these are just slightly a little off. They need some refining, which you can do if you have more time. Now we're getting into this. This is what I want to show you with the paper art monarch butterfly. These are my samurai warrior paper art. And that's all I typed in. Paper art, samurai warrior. And then Midjourney says, hold my beer. And you roll and you re-roll. And you get the most amazing results. So not only am I a coloring book creator, not only am I a steampunk robot creator, I am a samurai paper cut creator. And it's not because I did anything. It's just because I'm using technology. So I'm not limited to one form. I can do woodcuts. I can do batik. I can do wood sculptures, marble sky, anything I can do. I'm not limited. I can create anything. And it's very addictive, and you keep rolling and re-rolling and rolling again to see what you can find. And sometimes you're very surprised. And then when it starts to get a little cartoony, that's when you start to say, okay, now the bot's getting tired. There are no more reimaginings that are going to be possible. So that is my experience so far with Midjourney. Every day I learn something new. Every day they add something I'm not expecting. Every day I go someplace that I didn't think I was going to go. And here I am. Well, I thank you so much for being here. Had a wonderful show. Talked about a lot of interesting things. Camera looks great. I'm very pleased and shockingly surprised that it looks this good. If you have any questions or comments, you can reach me, david@bowles.tv. On Instagram, we're back and looking for trouble. We are Bowles Books. On the Facebook, we are BOLES. See, we're back. I've already posted a couple of things. I swore I was never going to post another thing on there, but then I did because I thought, I'm back. Why wouldn't I go for it? And they now support digital collections, meaning NFTs, which is what this is. You click on that. Digital collectible. But it doesn't give you any information. On Facebook, you click on it, you get the information about what's going on with the digital collectible. Instagram, they don't go that far. But at least it's there, and I'm there, and I'm back. So on the regular old Facebook, I'm just BOLES. Twitter, for as long as we can be, I am David Bowles. Super follows to follow. Now, I should add this, Mastodon. Oh gosh, where am I? Oh, that'd be fun to add. I got to add that to our timer bot thing. On Mastodon, I am at bowles.masto.ai. So I hope you have a wonderful day, a good rest, a wonderful nap, a nice meditation. And when ye shall awaken, may your soul be filled with joy and all kinds of non-cutting paper art. Thank you for being here. I'll see you again soon. Take care.